what we have here is my super duper website pricing spreadsheet thingy. What I'm going to do first of all is show you what it does, and then I'm going to show you how it does it. So first of all, everything in black you just don't need to touch. The only things you need to edit are these cells that are these light blue colors. First of all, so up here you determine whether it is a brochure site, a landing page, or an e-commerce site. Whichever one you put the 1 in, it's going to work out the price for it based on that, based on the number of hours it's likely to take you to complete each task. So I'll leave it as a brochure site for the time being, and then you can delete these remove before flight tags. This bit over here is where you edit some of the pricing that you're going to be offering. So your current hourly rate, mine's 100, but if say you want to put 50, you can put it to 50 there. Your website management fee, if you are charging an amount per month for hosting and maintenance and all that, you put it in there because you might call it up later on. And a project management percentage. So say you only want to charge 5% project management, you can set it to 5 instead of 15. Let's leave it at 10 for the time being. Just going to leave that at 10. I'm not going to remove that tag. Copywriting, see the cost per word. I've currently got it down at 40p a word. Some of them cost about that. Let's call it 30p for the time being. So we've set our copywriting. Now we can kind of ignore this bit for the time being because we can now come over here to this section over in this bit. Now, when you are doing your discovery and you're working out exactly what you're going to be building for the client, you will formulate your list of pages, templates, custom post types, custom fields, forms, everything that you're going to need to build on this website. You are going to start listing over here in this section. And every time you add a line on here, it's going to add the appropriate amount on to the cost. So for example, currently pages, let's say we need a home page and about us, contact us, testimonials, and thank you, contact form submissions. And also we're going to need services. Every single time I added a page in here, it has been adding on here, in this cell here, adding 1 on. Okay, it's all automated, and then it's working out the price of that based on your hourly rate and how much time it takes you to set each one of these up and design it and whatnot. Also, so this is the setup, setting it up, adding it onto WordPress, and then down here you've got your page build. So hourly rate, 2 hours a page on average, 6 of them, that's 600 quid at £50 an hour. That's how it's working it all out for you. Site templates, similar thing. So you're going to have a header, you can have a footer, site settings, for example, 404. These are generic kind of templates that you're going to just need to build on the page as it goes along anyway. Dynamic templates. So you're going to have blog post, you're going to have blog archive, you're going to have services, post, you can have services, archive. You get the thing, right? So every time you add something in on dynamic templates over there, it is adding it on here on the template information as well. And the price just keeps going up. So let's add some custom post types. Keep your eye here on cell J9. So we're going to add some custom post types in. Let's have custom post type of services. We'll have one of reviews or reviews. We'll have one of staff members. All the time, the price is automatically calculating itself and going up and up. Custom review. So under staff members, we're going to want job title. Under staff members, we're going to want email address, contact email. Okay, can't actually think of any examples of anything. So now you can see that you can work out what pages you're going to use. You can work out what templates the site will need. You can work out even what custom post types, and then fields within those post types are going to be needed for the site build. And all the while, you just pop the information in, and this is going to be working out all of your pricing for you quick as a flash. One bit that is a bit different is forms. So you need to add one line. You just need to make a note of it. So contact form, service inquiry. So we've got 2 forms there. Okay. So now we need to come over here to the section down here for forms. We've added in 2 forms. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So we've added in 2 forms. So it's a light blue cell. So we need to edit this ourselves. 2 forms. Are either of them complex? And remove before fight. Are either of those forms complex? Yeah, the service template one is. It's going to require some additional work. So we're going to charge an extra 1 hour for that. And then custom work. Yeah, let's say there's another 4 hours of custom work that we're going to need to do. Remove all those tags before flight. And bang, bish bosh bosh, right here, you've got your amount that the website is going to cost. Similarly, if you wanted to quote, so that's the price excluding the VAT, there's no tax added on that. If you wanted to include the VAT or the tax within it, you could do that down here with this blue with tax section. These are all pulled from up here. So current hourly rate, website management fee, and project management, currently all pulled from here. They're black, you don't need to touch them, but VAT is 20%. So if you put 1.2 in that box, I'll change it to 1.5. That's really going to change it. So now it's adding 1.5%. It's adding, 50% tax to everything, and it's showing you prices, including VAT. Similarly, your copywriting rate might be different. If you are including the VAT, it might be 0.45. So you can have control, even at that level, over the pricing. Here we've got the major sections of the site: discovery, site setup, copywriting, development, integrations, custom work, and project management. It is broken down by price for each of those sections, because again, when we're filling it in, it knows what category each of these costs is incorporated into. And this column here even breaks it down to tell you what the percentage of the total cost is for that bit. So discovery is 26% of the site build. Copywriting is 32% of the cost. Examples like that. So that is what that page does. Let's have a look at what the next page does. So this is the pricing spitty outy page. So what it does is it pulls the information through from the front, from the original tab, the total price, which is going to be this cell. So it pulls it through to here, because this is just the cost of the website. Okay. 5,122, or inclusive of VAT, 7,683. What we can then do here is, say somebody prepays and pays it all up front, you're going to offer 50% discount. You could put 50 in there, and it will bring the cost down to including the 50% discount. Say you want to give people the opportunity to pay over 4 months, and to do that, you're going to charge them an extra 15%. You can add that 15% on. Over 6 months, it will charge an extra 20%, and over 12 months, we could reasonably say I'll charge an extra 50%. And again, it just increases the price by that percentage overall. Down here, if you just want to say one price, that's the price of it, then there you go. One other element that you might have noticed on here, if you'd like have a discount, come back to the main tab, and where's the discount covered? It is covered right here. So another one of these removed before flight tags. If you wanted to, I don't advise that you do it, but there will be the cases where you need to. If you want to just say, look, I'll build you the site for £2,000, ignore the other prices, or let's say we want to build this site for 4,500. We are offering it at a discounted rate of 4,500, and now you will see that you have a discount. Current price now is 4,500, and it's done it for the VAT one, inclusive of VAT as well. The full price now is 6,750, because that's the price plus VAT. So that's the pricing. You can then literally just copy and paste these into your proposal document. On my one, I have it all branded up, so I can just copy and paste it straight to the proposal document. I would advise you change the fonts, change the styling, make it match your branding, so then you get copy this, paste it in. Next section here is the breakdown of categories. And again, it all is pulling the information through and telling and popping into the relevant category on here. And you've still got these breakdowns down here to break down the total investment and what it's going to cost. I like you have a discount, 4,500. This side this side doesn't include tax. This side does include tax, but you'll see that even when you don't include the tax, it still shows what the tax is. It's adding the VAT on, so you can still get that total price idea. Again, you can copy this and paste it directly into your proposal, your portfolio, whatever you want to do. The other cool one is project timelines. So we need to come back right to the first cell again, but on here you've got a couple more. Well, we can remove this reflect tag, but here you've got this proposal weeks of 10. So say you want to do it in 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 6 weeks, you're telling them it'll be 12 weeks. Just set that proposal date there. This text box here is always, this proposal date one is always going to be today's date. So whenever you open the file for the first time, it is advisable to simply just type over it. So it's locked in, because otherwise every time you open the sheet, all the dates are going to update. But once you've got the date that you want to work with, just type it in on this cell here, and then everything else will get worked out via the number of weeks, and it will give you dates on this bit. And then again, you can just copy and paste this into the portfolio and job is a good one. That is what it does. It makes pricing very, very simple because you have fixed prices and you can go through them. And if you say you decide that a brochure site actually isn't 18 hours work, it's 25 hours work, it's absolutely fine. You update it and it will update in relevance across that. The cost for the copywriting, that gets pulled through again, depending on which site you pick up here, based on the average numbers of words for those kind of sites times by the copywriting price. Yeah, if it is in black, don't touch it. If it is in blue, you need to edit it. Now, let's go through and have a little bit of a more look how it works. So, between these sections up here, there are hidden columns. So if I unhide them, basically every time you add something in on this row, it adds one on to this number up here, and then that gets pulled through to over here, and it updates the boxes. It is as simple as that. If you ever accidentally delete these and things stop working, just make sure that you unhide these rows and just check that it is pulling those numbers through. And like I said, they are between, hide that. So they are between each of these. There is that black row. On this one, there's nothing you need to update. On the investment one, again, if there's black space like this, it means there's hidden content on the page. So just highlight both of those, unhide it. And here you can see the information that's being pulled through. So this is the information that's being pulled directly through from the main sheet. If you look at the formula up here, it's pulling it through from the master sheet. Again, this is in black. You do not need to touch this. It is pulling it through. It is just so that these figures can then get populated by a number on this page. It just psychologically feels like it's a bit better. If you desperately wanted to edit anything, you can do. You can come in here and override it and put 500 if you really want to, and it will affect the prices. But I would recommend you don't do that. Make any changes that you need to make here on the master page. Project timelines, similarly, there's some hidden stuff here. I'm going to unhide it. And you can see that all this information in black gets pulled through directly from the master sheet. Here, proposal date, sign date, start date, launch date. However, there are a few things like UX deliverables, UI deliverables, development, punch testing, and list here that you can edit yourself because it all comes through here. It's all automatically calculated, but like you can see, project kickoff date is the 2nd of March, which is a Sunday. That doesn't sit particularly well with me. So let's change this start date to the 3rd of March, which makes it a Monday. Now, if we come back and look on the timelines, everything's Mondays, which looks a lot better. It works it out like that. Depending on how many weeks you're saying it is, it will stretch the milestones across those number of weeks. And that, in a nutshell, is how this very simple but very clever proposal document can really save you a lot of time. The other thing I would say as well, if you brand this section up, you can also copy and paste this into your proposals. And again, you can provide that reassurance to a client that, no, all of this, I've scoped it all out. Literally, the price I'm telling you is the price for what you want. And then if they decide they don't want to pay that much, you can ask them, that's fine, which bit do you want to take off? But that's how this sheet works. Have a play around with it. Make a copy of it before you play around with it too much in case it goes wrong. You can always download it again. And yeah, put your own pricing in, put your own tax rules, put your own pricing rates, put your own information in it. But it's there to streamline how you design websites. This is free, and you're going to get a huge amount of value out of it for free, on the assumption that you're going to find this useful, and I'm pretty sure you will because I use it for every single client that I launch. I do also have a web design starter course thing available, but you can go out buy additional resources like this that I have built myself, including my proposal documents, my process, and everything else, so that you can then copy this information into a really clever proposal you send over to the client. If you would like to know more about that, click the link below and find out more about that course. But for now, enjoy the spreadsheet, have a play with it, see what you think, and let me know.